Channel 4 is giving 12 ambitious members of the public with strong political views the chance to run their own political campaign, in the hopes of making it to number 10. They will be given prime ministerial tasks set by Alastair Campbell and Baroness Saida Warsi, to see if they could really cut it as the Prime Minister by impressing politicians, journalists and the public. Express.co.uk has everything there is to know about the cast of Make Me Prime Minister. Who stars in Channel 4's Make Me Prime Minister? Caroline. Hairdresser Caroline, 55, says she doesn't identify with any party, but if anything, her stance would be more leaning toward the Green Party. The mum of 3 and Extinction Rebellion member believes the government isn't focusing enough attention on environmental issues and wishes to cut all future non-green projects, starting with scrapping HS2. Rico. Transman Rico, 30, wants to raise awareness of issues which impact the trans and non-binary community. He is very passionate about campaigning for Black and LGBTQ+ rights and has previously spoken in both Parliament and at the Mayor of London's office. I went to private school. My dad keeps reminding me that the reason I have this posh accent is because he paid for it and that I should use it as a force for good. I have this ability to speak in a way that people in this country can relate to and understand, therefore I should speak for minority groups. My parents grew up in rough areas of Brixton, so they come from nothing, they worked their socks off. Yellowstone's Lloyd Star shares warning for Season 5 premiere. Adam. Marketing consultant Adam from Suffolk says he is progressive, left of centre, and he vote to keep the Tories out. The 61-year-old wishes to create more social mobility by depoliticising education. He says that if he had £1 billion to spend, Adam would want to invest it in HMRC to stop tax evasion and reinvest the money into the UK. Holly. Ex-footballer and sports agent Holly hasn't been completely happy with Labour's actions recently but would still vote for the party if pushed to do so now. Her big idea is to dismantle institutional racism in the UK with the motto diversity over division. The 29-year-old is a qualified solicitor and former first-team coach for Leicester City WFC. She was also on the advisory board for the Kick It Out campaign and has publicly spoken about tackling racism in sport. Danny. The 37-year-old venue operator doesn't lean towards any political party, calling out each of them at different points on various issues. He wants to return power to the people by having all big government spending first be put through a public assembly that decides whether or not it's a good use of money. Alice. Student Alice believes she is socially very conservative but thinks the party has been prioritising profit over people in recent years. She wants to abolish all green taxes and levies, promoting trees not taxes, in order to create more green spaces in cities. The 20-year-old is a first-year classics student at Oxford University whose political hero was Margaret Thatcher. BBC Breakfast fans distracted by Mark Cohen's appearance as host probes, Reaction Muffs UK's Matt breaks silence on Whitney Hughes' kiss, cast fury as Labour admits it's willing to break up UK if Starmer in number 10, politics. Connell. The 24-year-old paralegal thinks the current UK government is a shambles and if he was in power, he would want to open rehabilitation centres across the country, offering a safe space for those living on the streets with addiction. However, when it comes to climate change, Connell isn't convinced it's as bad as people make out. Darius, 23, would be eager to provide more government funding to help young people set up their own businesses. The charity fundraiser and his family fled from Afghanistan to escape the Taliban regime when he was just 6 months old and was smuggled into the UK in the back of a fridge lorry. Darius would like to be the first British-Afghan refugee leader and is passionate about business, international trade and attracting investment from overseas. Verity grew up in a family that loved political debates and was enraged by the lack of female voices in politics. The 22-year-old has previously campaigned at Black Lives Matter, equality and climate change protests. She says that she wants to show that women are exactly the same and equal to men in leadership roles. Natalie wants to introduce legislation that stops multinational corporations from using debt-shifting practices to avoid paying taxes. With the money raised, the 36-year-old medical communications director would propose spending it on improving community infrastructure and facilities. Natalie, who has type 1 diabetes, launched a clothing range in 2017 for those who wear insulin pumps or take daily injections. Jackie Chief Officer Jackie, 63, shot to virtual fame in 2020 when she was angrily told during a heated Zoom meeting of Handforth Parish Council that she had no authority here. She resides in Shropshire with her retired mechanical engineer husband and says she would want to take a less emotional look at the NHS and see it for what it is, a business. Kelly, 25, would want to provide housing security for everyone if she was in charge, abolishing homelessness with her campaign, Housing First. The former Miss Universe Great Britain 2020 finalist is passionate about disability rights, inclusion and equality, having been late diagnosed with autism and ADHD last year. She said, "I think we need to take a more proactive approach to well-being. One of the things I've noticed about Britain is that being miserable just has us all in a chokehold. Nobody does anything about it. We don't have to live like this." Make Me Prime Minister premieres on Tuesday, September 27, at 9:15 p.m. on Channel 4.